It's good to have you there. This is the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN Television. You are on to the news on the hour. I am Fulusho Taiwo. You're welcome. Some members of the House of Representatives during their plenary have called for President Muhammadu Buhari's impeachment for approving the withdrawal of a sum of $496 million without their nod. This follows a letter which Buhari wrote to the House of Representatives defending his approval of the money used for the procurement of 12 Super Tucano aircraft from the United States of America. The money was said to have been withdrawn from the excess crude account. In a letter written to the National Assembly, Buhari said he had anticipated that lawmakers would approve the withdrawal, citing sections 80 and 81 of the Nigeria 1999 Constitution. Kingsley Chinda from Rivers State said the Nigerian law does not recognize anticipatory approval.
Particularly subsection 2 reads, no monies, emphasis on no, shall, again emphasis on shall, be withdrawn from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation except to meet expenditure that is charged upon the fund by this Constitution, or where the issue of those monies has been authorized by the Appropriation Act, Supplementary Appropriation Act, or an act passed in pursuance of Section 81 of this Constitution. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, subsection 3 reads, no monies, emphasis again on no, shall, again emphasis on shall, be withdrawn from any public fund of the Federation other than the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation, unless the issue of those monies has been authorized, has been, not shall be, has been authorized by an act of the National Assembly. From this section of our law, there is no language of anticipatory approval. That is not the language of our law. There is nowhere in our law that we have issues that border on anticipatory approval.
Other members of the House support the impeachment move.
The Constitution of the Federal Republic is supreme. And the issue he raised borders on our responsibility as a parliament. The president has spent funds without parliamentary approval. He brought a letter here today that he withdrew $452 million Nigerian money without approval of parliament. And somebody is quoting our order. Which order? Which order? Which order allowed the president to spend public funds without approval? We shouldn't sleep on that. We should wake up to our responsibility. And this is the time to tell the president that we are prepared. We are elected to serve our people, and we are prepared to serve our people. What he has brought, we are not going to take it. He has openly confessed that he spent public funds without approval, and is now trying to go through the back door to seek our approval. There is need for this House to reply him and point out to him that he has breached the Constitution, and he should be ready to face the consequences.
He was talking about the exigencies of the time. That is why they had to do this. At least there was an offer made by the U.S. government. At that point, why was that letter not sent to this House? And secondly, this is a government-to-government transaction. And they're telling us the U.S. government is aware of this. And Mrs. Speaker, they just add to what Honorable Chinda said. Sugar Kadibo was removed for anticipatory approval. It was impeached based on that. So when the executive also instigated it, it's all well and good. But when they have done the wrong thing, we don't have the powers to challenge them or to tell them they have done the wrong thing. We are not a lame dog house, Mr. Speaker. The wrong thing has happened, and we have the right to do the needful. And I'm on all fours with Honorable Chinda. This is an impeachable offense, and we should do the needful.
Well, the acting governor of Benue State, Engineer Benson Abono, has declared that the state is currently under siege by insurgents. Engineer Abono, who after an emergency security meeting at his office said Benue was at the moment under attack from all corners as insurgents had invaded the state, picking their targets at will and spilling blood everywhere. The meeting followed Tuesday early morning attack by bandits suspected to be headsmen on Aya Mbalom West local government area and the killing of 19 persons, including 2 Roman Catholic priests who were officiating the morning mass at St. Ignatius Catholic Church, Gwa East. The acting governor, who described the day as a dark one for Benue State and its people, said the attack was a calculated one, well planned and well executed by the bandits who first attacked the church, killed the priests, a catechist and some parishioners, then went to the avenue of a burial ceremony and killed some of the mourners. He said the attack on the church was a new dimension to the farmers' headsmen crisis, and one that needs to be determined and appropriate response from the federal government and the security agencies, the way insurgency in the northeast is being tackled, adding that what they are experiencing is insurgency. A bloody communal clash between the people of Iju clan in Arochukwu local government area of Abia State and their neighbors from Utuma in, say, local government area of Cross River State is feared to have left 10 persons dead and scores of houses reportedly set ablaze. The bloody clash, which was said to have erupted last week Wednesday, has reportedly left the Abia community deserted as the people were said to have fled the community. Consequently, the people of Iju has sent a save our soul to the Abia state government to urgently rescue them from being wiped out by Ituma people. According to a community leader from Iju, Honorable Nicholas Igwe Kalu, over 10 persons have been killed in the fracas, while several houses have been torched in Iju clan. But the police disputed the claim, saying no death was recorded and that only a farm hut was partly burnt. The State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Anthony Ogbisi, who confirmed the crisis, said, however, that there is now calm and that his command and his Cross River State counterpart have stationed their men there to ensure that peace reigns supreme. He disputed the claim of Iju people that one of their persons was still being held, saying he had challenged them to name the person. Igwe Kalu traced the crisis to an ongoing road grading being executed by the Ibeto group, an indigenous farm interested in the development of limestone said to have been discovered in Iju. Methodist Church Nigeria, Diocese of Onitsha, Eastern Gateway, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to empower headsmen in the area on education. Bishop of Methodist Church Nigeria, Diocese of Onitsha, the Right Reverend Livinus Bereongo Onuha made the call while urging Buhari to consolidate on some of the policies of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, like education of the headsmen, Speaking during the 18th Annual Diocesan Synod 2018 held at the All Saints Methodist Church, Onitsha, the bishop expressed worry over the state of insecurity in Nigeria. Onoha said something urgent should be done in the area of security, health, power, and roads and employment to save the nation from total collapse. He also admonished Buhari to stop blaming Jonathan's administration for the woes of the country. According to Onuha, it beats his imagination how the All Progressive Congress APC government of President Muhammadu Buhari is not consolidating on the legacies of Goodluck Jonathan, who started the process of educating the headsmen by establishing schools for them, adding that at this digital age, the APC government is encouraging headsmen to continue to wander from place to place in rearing flocks. He further added that the core North has governed the nation more than any other. But unfortunately, there are more uneducated youths in the North than any other place in Nigeria. The Christian Association of Nigeria, ACNN, has urged Christian faithful to stage national protest against the unending killings and bloodshed in the country. The call was made by the CAN President, Reverend Shupo Ayokunle, via a statement made available to newsmen against the backdrop of the killing of 2 priests and 17 worshippers of St. Ignatius Catholic Church, Mbalum, Gwa East local government area of Benue State. He urged Christians to hold the peaceful protest within their church premises on Sunday, April 29, 2018, asking the federal government and the security agencies to stop the unending killings and bloodshed in the country. He said that Christians are to carry placards with inscriptions meant to address issues about sustained killings, attacks, and destruction of their property in Nigeria. The association also calls on the heads of the security agencies to wake up to their constitutional role of protecting lives and property across the Federation while preventing Nigeria from descending into chaos and a lawless country. CAN urges all and sundry to continue to pray for peace and tranquility of Nigeria, and most importantly, for the parents and relations of all abducted school children, and also for the bereaved families of those attacked by the Boko Haram terrorists, armed herdsmen, bandits, and other criminals in the past couple of months in Nigeria. CAN reminds Christians across the Federation the importance of the forthcoming general election and the need for them to fully participate. President of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, Reverend Felix Omobude, has expressed concern over the continuous killing of innocent Nigerians by herdsmen as well as other criminals and armed gangs. This came as he disclosed that PFN had declared a 1-year prayer project for peace and harmony in Nigeria, calling on all Christians and non-Christians alike to join in the prayer exercise holding from May 1, 2018 to April 31, 2019. Omobude, who in a press statement in Benin decried the mindless bloodletting in the country, called on President Muhammadu Buhari to deal with the ugly security situation. He decried the situation where most well-meaning Nigerians were now having sleepless nights due to wanton destruction of lives and property by herdsmen and other armed gangs. A federal high court in Abuja has ruled that the National Assembly does not have the power to amend the election timetable of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, although the move to amend the timetable had sparked friction in Parliament. 2/3 of Assembly were in support of the bill. The National Assembly Conference Committee on Electoral Act Amendment Bill had adopted a reordered sequence of the 2019 general election, putting the presidential election last. The proposed sequence of elections would have made the National Assembly election come first, followed by governorship and state houses of assembly and presidential. This is against the sequence rolled out by INEC, which put presidential and National Assembly elections first and governorship and state assembly to follow. Refusing assent to the bill after it was forwarded to his office, President Muhammadu Buhari had said the amendment, if allowed to pass, violate parts of the Constitution. Shortly after the bill was refused by the president, some legislators said the National Assembly would revoke its power under Section 58, subsection 5 of the 1999 Constitution to override the president. Protesters stormed the National Assembly demanding for the recall of the suspended senator representing Delta Central Senatorial District Ove Omo-Agege. The protesters, who are majorly young men, carry placards with various inscriptions describing the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, as being authoritative. The group, in a letter submitted to the Senate President, a copy of which was obtained by Daily Post, put the Senate President on notice that if nothing was done to recall the lawmaker immediately, Niger Deltans would occupy the Senate. It also added that failure to recall Omo-Agege should be considered as an invitation to anarchy. Meanwhile, police officers who have been keeping vigil over rumors of protesters loyal to the embattled lawmaker have barricaded the protesters from entering the complex. Representative of the Senate President, Ajia Amina Mohammed, collected the letter saying that she will deliver it to the Senate President immediately. National Broadcasting Commission has ordered Dark Communications PLC, owners of African Independent Television AIT and Ray Power FM, to stop their further test transmission of their FM radio signals in Yola until normal statutory approvals have been requested by Dark Communications PLC and issued by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC. A statement from the NBC said the submission gave the directive after it noted that the station went ahead and started test transmission even after its operatives have been reminded by the NBC Yola State Office of the need to obtain the necessary statutory approvals as stipulated in the Nigeria Broadcasting Code before such a test transmission could commence. The Commission noted that it is regrettable that Dark Communication, as an old licensee of the Commission, will fail to follow due process and will proceed on test transmission without clearance from the NBC. NBC called on all broadcasters to adhere strictly to the provisions of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code and the National Broadcasting Act, cap any level loss of the Federation 2004. Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, has cautioned Nigeria against its over-dependence on oil. The Waziri of Adamawa said Nigeria should learn from Venezuela, a country with the largest oil reserve in the world, that still faces so many challenges. Speaking at Chatham House in London, the former vice president said if oil could not save Venezuela, it would not save Nigeria. Atiku also called on the federal government to encourage states to become self-reliant. We shall go on a short commercial break. We shall be back. Please stay with us.
To please God is simply living according to the word of God.
Pleasing God entails you staying with your wife in understanding according to the scripture, not in beating her.
You are welcome back. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. And now to some foreign news. Anglicans around the world are embracing and joining in a movement of discipleship, equipping each other to spread the power of the gospel. These have been made possible after a group of Anglicans came together to create a forum for a global evangelism and discipleship called Season of Intentional Discipleship. The coordinating group is meeting during the course of this week in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and growing excitement. This meeting hopes to bring news of a renewed commitment and focus to discipleship and the power it has on Christian communities around the world. Speaking in the video released by the group, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, explained the importance of this season of international discipleship, saying it is the most exciting thing to do as Christians, bringing other people to Christ. Also, the Director for Mission for the Anglican Communion, John Kafwanka, also posited that the movement is a clear direction of the Holy Spirit. Also commenting is the Primate of Southeast Asia, Archbishop Mung Hing, said that despite their challenges in Asia, they are taking great steps in discipleship.
We need to get ready all over the world.
Set.
To be prepared. Something has begun, and all the people of God are taking part. If you're a disciple of Jesus Christ, this is for you. Young or old, ordained or laity, a starting pistol has been fired. A season of intentional discipleship is underway, and I will let Archbishop Justin explain.
At the Anglican Consultative Conference in 2016, they called for every province, diocese and parish in the Anglican Communion to adopt a clear focus on intentional discipleship and to produce resources to equip and enable the whole Church to be effective in making new disciples of Jesus Christ. I really want to endorse that call very, very strongly indeed. It's the most exciting thing we do as Christians is to bring other people to Christ.
Training is important. Intentional discipleship is about deliberately living a life shaped by Jesus and his love for all people and all creation, every day and in every aspect of life, and being ready to share that lifestyle. So we need to train and equip ourselves to think differently and behave differently, because the need around the world is growing.
Exciting times are all over in Southeast Asia, and we are seeing thousands of souls and new believers coming into Christ. All over in Southeast Asia, and we are seeing thousands of souls and new believers coming into Christ. We now have a great challenge to disciple them. Even though we can baptize them, but we need more disciples to teach them. We believe that this discipleship is for the whole church, not only for the clergy, but also for the laity as well. And this is a great time that we are experiencing. We are praising God, but we need to go further into training and teaching and equipping.
One of the lessons we've learned in this country, in the Church of England, is what you don't do intentionally, you don't do at all, frankly. And that this is something that is not just for clergy and bishops, it's for everyone. And it's not just for those who find it easy to talk about their faith. It is that we are all to be witnesses to the life and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's something we really need to equip people to do. Every single Christian.
The Archbishop and Primate of South Sudan, Justice Badi Arama, who is committed to prioritizing the making and teaching disciples across South Sudan, said in a video message that to reconcile the people of South Sudan, their hearts and minds will need to be disarmed of all thoughts of violence and hatred.
My priority will actually be in making and teaching disciples. And in doing that, we will be able to reconcile our people, disarm their minds and hearts from all those thoughts and actions of violence, hatred, and all those such kind of things. So we will take it a priority to preach and teach the gospel to all our people, to our politicians, and to all Christians throughout South Sudan. That is a priority.
Bishop Julio Murray has been elected as the new primate of the province of Central America. He was unanimously chosen during the province's 6th synod, which was held in San Jorge, Costa Rica. The province includes 5 dioceses: Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, and Panama. Bishop Julio is currently the Bishop of Panama, a role he will continue to fulfill, as well as interim Bishop of Costa Rica. He succeeds Archbishop Stody Downs, who stepped down earlier this year. Speaking in an interview with newsmen, Bishop Julio said he was delighted for being chosen to service in higher capacity in the vineyard of God.
At that synod, I was elected the new primate for Yarka. The election happens as the House of Bishops and the House of Presbyters, Deacons, and lay are separated. And what was quite surprising to me is that I got a unanimous vote, a consensus in the House of Bishops. The information then goes to the House of Deputies and is ratified. Quite surprisingly, I had the door open and my wife and the secretary for the House deputation came in. I said to myself, it's happening, it's real.
On the issue of violence on the streets in one diocese of the province in Nicaragua, Bishop Julius said the church will stand in solidarity with the people of Nicaragua and to offer help.
Right now, there is a lot going on in terms of elections of presidents. As we speak, there is a situation going on in Nicaragua, and we stand in solidarity with the people of Nicaragua because we believe that there can be a solution if we get around to the dialogue table where everyone will have a say and an opportunity to contribute. The problem is not going to be solved on the streets. It's truth. There is no roadmap previously known for a crisis. As you handle the crisis, you understand what the roadmap would be. But crisis can be handled and managed in a way that less people are killed for the sake of peace. So we stand in solidarity, and we hold the people of Nicaragua close to our hearts at this time.
Its installation service is expected to take place in Panama in August. And so that's it on this edition of the News on the Hour. We want to thank you, and thank you profusely for watching. I am Fulusho Taiwo. Please mend it. Don't end it in a hurry. God bless you.